show you some small example for that. 3.4 name.google. Let me write something. Right. PGM2. ID division. So we have something on the program ID. So PGM2. Let me high cop. So here, let us write something called as well. Data division. Working storage section. Fine. Now, I want to declare an array, guys. So how to declare? So let me write something called as what student record. So here I will write 0 to level variable. And so let me write something called as what student ID. So let me give picture class 903. All right. So I'll declare another variable called as what subjects occurs. Six times. Occurs 6 times. So here I'll declare another variable called as what 03 subject of picture clause 9 of 3. Fine. Now, so then I will declare something called as what total. So picture clause 9 of 3 again. That's it. Yeah. Now let's write something called as what procedure division based. Right. So here, what I'm trying to do here is accept. Okay. So I'm doing something called as what perform 6 times. Right. So inside this, let us do something called as what accept of subject of I, right? And then we'll add something called as add 1 to I. Let me declare one variable I. Let me give the value, initial value as what is 1. So after doing this, what I will do is like end perform. Clear? Then, so let us do a manual thing. So let us try to perform something called as compute. Let us try to perform something. Compute total is equal to subject of 1 plus subject of 2. Can I do it right? Plus subject of 3. I'm not writing all the subjects, so let us write only 3 subjects. Okay, let me write it only 3 times. So let us write 3 times. That's it. And then, so let us display something called as what total. Display total. Then do something called as what stop run. That's it. This is a simple way of doing it. Now, so this is how sample program is written. Let me compile this. F8. Let me give program 2. Let me submit. Done. Compilation done. There is no problem in compilation. Let me prepare and run JCL for this. Right. So I'm giving something called as what 090 090 and repeat it one more time. I'm executing the program. Right. Let me replace with this with PGM 3. Check. PGM 2J. Let me submit. Okay, so I understood the problem. Give me a minute. Let me do a cancellation. Insert C. So let me submit. Done. So I missed one character. That is the problem. Right. 1 minute, guys. I'm getting called. Okay, submit it. I believe yes. Let me submit it again. Fine. So you are not facing any problem. So you will be definitely getting the required answer as what? 270. Right? So you will be getting the required answer as 270. Let us try to understand one concept now. 270, right? Now, let me go to a program. Let me go to a program. Right. So let me do some changes in the program. So what I will do is instead of three, I'll write something called as what 5. Even though it is not available, so it is available. No, right? So I'm giving the occurrence which is not at all available. So now let's see, save it. Let's do a compilation part for this, which is nothing but program 2. Let me submit. We are getting what? Max CC 8, right? So that means what? At the time of compilation itself, it is checking the occurrence of an array, guys. It is checking the occurrence of an array and it is throwing you an error. Right? For example, see, I'll go you set this. See where is the error you are getting. Let's see what is the error you are getting. Subscript or index 5 exceeded the maximum occurrences. Right? Okay, so I'll show you one option here. Wait. Let me go to this. Let me go to program. So this time, instead of hard coding, what I will do is like perform 4 times. What I did? Perform 4 times. So here, after end perform, so what I'm trying to do here is move 1 to I. I don't want to declare a new variable, and that's the reason I'm moving 1 to I. Right. So after this, what I'm doing? Perform 4 times. So here, insert compute total is equal to total plus subject of I. I'm doing what? Total is equal to total of subject of I. So I'm just removing this. So here we are adding a line called as what is add 1 to I. Fine. So then, so we are doing something on a sort end perform. This time we are fooling compiler because we are not hard coding. So we are not hard coding. So now let's display something on a sort total. So let me use something on a sort. Fine. Now let me save this. Let me save this. Let me compile this. Let me do a compilation of this. So this time you will not face any compilation errors. Are you facing? No compilation because it's a dynamic. So compiler don't know what we have written. Compiler don't know what we have written, right? So now let me execute it. So this time I'm giving only 3 values, but I'm performing 4 times. Let's see what happens. What you're getting? 0. So that means what it is working perfectly. So even though we have declared outside of an array, so even though if we're declaring outside of an array, still it is behaving like normal. It is behaving like what? Normal. That means what? It is executed. How? So you are getting 270, right? So that means what? Even though we are exceeding the usage of occurrence, okay, even though you are exceeding the usage of occurrence, still we haven't faced any problem. Yes or no? Hope you agree with me. But this is not correct, right? Guys, you with me? Are you with me? Yes, no understanding, not understanding. Getting inside. Let's tell me it. What happened?
Yes, sir.
Say I'm trying to display the subject 4. Let us understand what you will get here. Right. So let me repeat it 3 times. Let me give like what? 1, 2, 3, 4. So here also let me give the values something like this. What are the values? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us see, understand values only because I'm not doing anything much. So I'm just trying to display the value. Even though we are trying to access out of bound, we are not facing any issues. Let us do a compilation for the same. Let me do a submission. I think they're facing some syntax. Let's see. Let's check. Yeah. Again, we have hard coded, right? So that is the problem. I don't want to hard code that. What should we do? Okay, so let's do one thing. At the time of adding itself, let's display. Let me not display here. Let me add a display here. Okay, let me remove this because we have again hard-coded sub4. Again, at the time of compilation itself, it is facing an issue, but I want a dynamic result. So that's where I've given a display I of I here. Right. Now let me save it. Let me do a compilation again. Done. There is no errors. Right. So let us execute the same. Right. Let me go to school. Let's see what is the 4th occurrence display you will get. What you are getting? Nothing. So even though there is no occurrence of a subject, but still so we are getting something like this. So which is incorrect. Which is incorrect. This is not the way you have to write a program. So what we have to do for this? So that's where we have an option called as what? Compiler option. So let me show you that. Find for something called as what? SS ranges. So you got it right. So actually this is disabled, right? So we have something called as what? No SS range. No SS range. Fine. Now let's do one thing. At the time of compilation, let me enable this. It was stuck. Give me a minute, guys. It got stuck. I did. Right. So here I will give something like what? SS range. Right. Let me save this. Let me submit. And you can see it has been completed with no errors. So let me go back and check if it is really enabled or not. Find for SS range. You can see this has been considered, and I believe see this has been enabled. So let me go back. So let us execute it this time. So let's see what happens. Let me submit. So what you are getting? Append. So this is how you have to create. So it's like what? This is how you have to write a program. So whenever you are creating an array, and if something it is going beyond the array, so you have to give an intimation. So you have to give a intimation with another saying the reference to table subject by verb 01 or this. So that means what? It is expanding the usage. See what is saying? Area outside the region. Area outside the region. Hope you are understanding this. So this is how you have to write a program. So don't write completely blindly. So whatever you want. So whenever you are accessing an array, you have to make sure whenever we are going accessing out of bound, so we have to make sure that we have to throw some error. Let's suppose if that particular position is having some junk values or it is having some values. So in that case, that number will be added to original total. So which is incorrect. Hope it's clear, guys. Any questions?
Sir, can you please repeat it?
Sorry?
I didn't understand why we are creating a error.
Because see, if there are three subjects, if you are trying to access more than that, do you think it's correct?
No.
So that is what the SS range is used for. So generally, if you are not enabling SS range, what happens? Even though your program accessing array index out of bound. Okay, that means what? Let's suppose we have only 3 times occurrence. If you are even occurring 10th occurrence, 4th, 5th occurrence, or 11th occurrence, or 99th occurrence, still it will not throw any error. Right? So that's the reason you have to enable the option called as what? SS range. And so whenever your program behaving or accessing arrays or occurs out of the range, then you have to make sure that it is throwing some append. Is that clear?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so that is how the program should be, right? So it should be very practical. So if you have any questions, let me know, guys.
So once show how to enable that.
So simple. At the time of compilation, so just we have to give an additional parameter. This we have to give what? SS range. So see, previously I haven't given this, right? Now I have given this. Now what happens? See, go and check the compile listing whether it is enabled or not. See, find for SS range.
Okay, sir.
Your voice is not audible, sir. Okay. Hello. Hello. Is it audible for anybody?